At 9:35 tonight on BBC One, The Play for Today presents the flip side of Dominic Hyde, with Peter Firth in the title role as a time traveller who commutes between the future and the present. That's in 25 minutes after the main news with Angela Rippon.
The pop world and beyond mourn the Beatles' John Lennon murdered in New York. The man who's said to have shot him is a 25-year-old from Hawaii. Police describe him as mentally disturbed. Meanwhile, John Lennon's New York admirers mount a vigil outside his home. At Strabane in Northern Ireland, gunmen ambush and shoot 3 detectives. One of them and a woman living nearby are in a serious condition. Heavier lorries will run on Britain's roads if the government backs up an official report, but they won't be any bigger. Good evening. Police in New York say the man they're holding for John Lennon's murder had apparently been stalking him for some days. He'd been seen several times near the former Beatles' home, and earlier in the day he even got the pop star to autograph a record for him. It was just before 11 o'clock last night that the shooting took place. John Lennon, who was 40, was returning with his wife Yoko from a recording session. As they were entering the Dakota, the block of luxury flats where they'd lived for several years, the gunman, who was waiting in the shadows, opened fire and hit Lennon with 5 bullets. He was identified as Mark David Chapman, aged 25, from Hawaii, and he gave himself up. Neighbors rushed to help Mrs. Lennon, and she went to the hospital with her husband, but he was dead by the time they got there.